Welcome back to some brand new Clone Wars. For us, I mean, in the context of this show. Look, I'm busy, okay? I haven't even seen Obi-Wan's show yet, so, speaking of Obi-Wan, we're seeing the results of his handiwork here, as Maul and Savage are still adrift after the incident with them trying to become crime lords. That's rough. Fail at being Lords of the Sith, fail at being Lords of Crime, and Lord of the Dance is already taken. Not sure how much further down you can go after that. Though the more I think about it, there really doesn't seem to be a bottom floor as far as their failure goes, does it? I mean, don't get me wrong, they're badasses, and yet, in the end, it's like turtles. It's just failure all the way down. The capsule is adrift in space, but is picked up by the Mandalorians. Death Watch, remember them? Naturally, Pre Vizsla recognizes a lightsaber when he sees it, but can tell that these are no Jedi. So he has them collected and brought back to Death Watch base, and I can imagine nothing to fear going into a hospital belonging to someone named Death Watch. Maul's the first to wake up, and he is apparently not a morning person, growling at Pre Vizsla, but admitting they are Sith, and the mention that it was Kenobi that destroyed his ship piques Pre Vizsla's interest. This is a hard script for me to write because I hadn't seen this guy's last episode in quite a while, and when he did say the name, he said Pre Vizsla so fast that I thought he was saying it in a way like he was before Vizsla, which doesn't make any sense anyway. But anyway, the point is, I had no idea who this guy was. No time to go look it up because, as established, I haven't even seen Obi-Wan's show yet. So this script is full of a whole lot of open bracket, question mark, close brackets where his name goes. And believe me, I am 10 seconds away from just throwing them all away and calling him General Grumpy Pants. Maul is soon brought to the command tent, notices the symbol of Clan Vizsla, and that invites an explanation of why Death Watch is doing what they're doing. They're fighting to return to the ways of Mandalorians as warriors. He goes on about how the Duchess is making them weak. She's making all of them weak. She's making the whole of Mandalore weak. So why don't you just remove her? They're too strong for us. Considering they have a common enemy in Kenobi, Pre thinks they could work together to eliminate that problem, and give the Sith their vengeance while also removing the Duchess from the throne. But open bracket, question mark, close bracket says that the last time they trusted the Sith, they were betrayed. And anyway, how can these two be worthwhile if they had to be patched up? Maul takes this as a moment to demonstrate what happens when he's run out of patience but not quite yet reached the point of being homicidal. And then he's completely on board. He's got great self-control. A trait that apparently does not run in the family. Well, from his words and the smirk on the face of Rasusa Annie back in the tent, both sides are already plotting the betrayal of the other. I know you're shocked. A Dark Lord and Death Watch sound like such trustworthy people, don't they? Maul says only an army can pull this off. You can rally people all you want, but there are limits to what that can actually do. Maul says they should go to Black Sun. They have resources in addition to an army, and resources that are off the radar, mind you, so consequently, it won't draw any attention. If there's going to be a war, there's going to need to be supplies in order to support that war, after all. I know it's not sexy, but as the saying goes, amateurs talk strategy, professionals talk logistics. I don't want you to think I'm making fun of an actual war where people are dying here. I'm just saying that you can really learn a lot by taking a look at what happened to Russia when they tried to invade Ukraine. Not the only reason, but certainly a substantial reason why Ukraine was able to hold them off at the beginning so well was because we thought that the Russians were being led by Klingons, when it turns out they were being led by Ferengi. What valuable on the black market fuel and ammunition could you possibly mean? Is it just me, or does this guy look like he's being played by Michael Dorn? They go to see the Black Sun leadership about the need for an army and everything that goes with it. The boss says, hey, they're not mercenaries. When you're a gangster, you have an army to fight your own battles, not somebody else's. The trio proceed to kill the mooks sent to kill them, and after being refused a second time, there's no chance for a third. Well, Michael Dorn is convinced that this is the right move, so while supplies are loaded for the war effort, General Grumpy Pants says that they're ready to start now. But Maul shoots that down. There's still more to do.
With my plan, we won't need a bigger force.
There is only one plan, one vision.
Yeah, when a Sith is involved, there's no room to agree to disagree. The next stop are the Pikes, spice runners to all the crime families on Coruscant.
We know you've been forming an army.
Were you expecting us?
The Underworld's a small community.
I wouldn't use the word community in this context. It sounds like you're discussing where to build a dog park. So, the last stop then is now Hutta, center of Hutt space, which is what Maul wants. Hutt space. For free. He tries a mind trick, but this is not his weak. He fails the skill check, and instead, the Hutts order their deaths. This is helped along by the fact that the bounty hunters from the Seven Samurai episode, remember them? Well, they're on hand. Now, on the one hand, they have proven to be very effective in the past. On the other hand, though, this is Maul, Savage, and Pre Vizsla. So, I'm not seeing them winning this fight. Still, with mooks flooding into the room, even the trio have to fall back. Hey, need your parking validated? Yeah! Thanks to the reinforcements, they rally and head back in, eventually proving enough of a threat that the bounty hunters withdraw. And Maul lets them go. They're not who he's after anyway. But most of the Hutts got away. All that's left is this guy, who either has a very bad hat or a very good toupee. I spent 5 minutes staring, and I'm really not sure. He sends them to Tatooine, Jabba's palace, though they note that's not particularly enlightening information. And faster than you can say, Maury's wigs don't come off, even underwater, he gets stabbed. Admittedly, I expected that. It's like a breakable object left next to a very bored child. You know how things are going to end. Anyway, the Mandalorians show up and knock. And let themselves in. Well, Jabba and friends have decided, after these careful negotiations, to join forces with Maul. So, they have the army they need, and Maul says the plan is finally ready. They'll take Mandalore, and under Pre Vizsla's protection, Maul can run a galactic underworld. Both would benefit from this arrangement, which of course is why Pre Vizsla naturally despises this plan, and tells his redhead sidekick that soon Maul will be dead along with the Duchess. Oh, what does that mean? Beyond the obvious? Well, we'll find out in 2 weeks, won't we?